Welcome, dear listeners, to another transformative episode of We Are Listening. I am your host, Pulkit Garg, and today's exploration takes us into the fascinating realm of sound healing. But before we delve into the profound power of sound, let me introduce you our esteemed speaker, Aaira Kaurr. Hi, Aaira.
Hi, Pulkit.
Glad to have you. So, listeners, Aaira is not just a self love coach and a gemologist, she is a beacon of positive transformation with a decade of experience touching the lives of over 20,000 individuals. Her best selling book, Self Love The Power Within You, speaks volumes about her dedication to making people shine inside and out. And with her expertise in sound healing, Aaira is here to guide us through the incredible impact sound can have on our well being. So, Aaira, let's unlock the power of sound.
Especially, yes, absolutely. We are here to do that. So, power and sound. Sound is everything, and sound is what we are hearing right now. So, how powerful the sound is. That's a saying that a sound and a word can start a war, and a word can start a love.
That's
So,
true.
just think what you want to start.
Amazing, amazing. So I know why don't we travel back in time and ancient Egyptians and even the Indian culture, we have been seeing use of sound as a healing mechanism and for a lot of other things. So why don't you share some, how does the ancient wisdom of sound healing resonate with the modern practices? And if before that we can just touch upon what exactly is sound healing.
Absolutely. So, sound healing is different sounds has different frequency. And to go into deeper that how actually it heals is about telling what the human body is. Human body is made up of different sound. So if you have ever done endoscopy or even if you have like everybody has gone to a doctor, at least they've heard their heartbeat, the pulses. So if you go into details, then you can hear different sound in different part of the body. Like kidney has a different sound, liver has a different sound, your heart has a different sound, your lungs has a different sound. Now the question is why and how they have different sounds. So your whole body is a big organism.
Yep.
Inside that there are multiple cells which are traveling inside the body. So there is colony of cells, different types of cells. Like the liver is holding a different colony of cells.
Yep.
Kidney is holding a different colony of cells. So these cells move in a different or in a particular pattern.
Okay.
So when anything is moved, it creates a vibration which creates a sound. So when that is moving in a particular pattern, it's producing a different sound.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when the synchronity in the pattern which they have to move is broke? It's like broke or it's broken or it's like not going to that synchronity.
Mm-hmm.
That produces noise. And that is the time when that part of the body having a kind of a dis-ease or kind of a ailment. So this is the problem. When the synchronity is disturbed, it produces noise instead of harmony. So, sound is two types, noise or harmony. So, now we have told about the body that how the human body works. So, what is sound healing? Sound healing is particular type of different frequency of sounds. When it is produced, it synchronizes the body sound. It brings the cells or brings the movement of the body organism into a particular position where you feel harmony in yourself. So different sounds which produce different frequency are used for human beings to come into the harmony of life. Example, there are different types of sounds. One sound is, of course, we talked about the external sounds that we hear. External sounds are all the sounds like from the instrument, from speaking, from music, different sounds that we are hearing from external.
Yep.
And some are internal sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Internal sounds I have like which we don't hear it from outside, but we can produce it from inside, even like humming.
Okay.
Even the humming sound, even the sounds which we are not hearing outside or even which we are not producing, but when we internally see or feel, or even our thoughts has a particular sound and frequency.
Yes.
So now everybody will be like, we can't hear the thought voice or
Yeah.
the sound of the thoughts. In fact, you can't even hear the dolphins. You can't even hear the ultrasonic waves the dolphins are hearing or the whales,
Yes.
because human body is on a certain decibel level which they can hear.
Yeah.
So these sounds that you produce, even in like when you are in a deep meditation, you hear different thoughts coming in, going out, different sounds also sometimes, but those are different frequency which are not heard by the normal ears. So this is all with the sound healing. Different sounds that we take, we play it, or we synchronize with somebody who is having problems in their life, and that will help them relax or soothe or ease in their life with different sound frequency. And this is how we call the sound healing, that healing through sounds.
Amazing. Amazing. So, you just talked about the vibrational frequency and the whole world of the vibrations at which our body cells are, vibrating, and our thoughts are also vibrating at those frequencies. There's an element of chakra healing as well, and I have seen a lot of people using sound as a medium, when they're going for chakra healing. And
Yes.
if we talk about the seven body chakras, each chakra has a different frequency and a different sound at which it charges. So can you, shed some light on that?
Yes, so in fact, I use a lot of a different chakra and sound healing system with it. So every chakra is vibrating on certain frequency.
Okay.
Same way, the singing balls are set on different frequency, like A note, B note, C notes, D note, F note. So different frequency. Now, the sound which are lower, like the lower chakra, which takes care of the Muladhara chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, it's lower tone, like F, E. And when we go up, it's like the upper tone A, B, C. So this is how different frequency is set. Now, what happens when we play those frequency? It affects the frequency of the chakra.
Okay.
Now, let me explain to the viewers, like, or the listener, that what exactly chakras are. Because people won't know that what chakra is.
Surely.
So what chakra is about, chakra is the wheel of energy. Like in human body, we have different nerves and veins. So in an energy body, we have nadis, which we also call as meridians. When these meridians, which is 72,000 meridians in the human body, when
Okay.
these meridians meet at certain points, where the maximum meridians are meeting, is the formation of chakra. So it's like different energy or the different vibrations of the body is meeting at a point, and it's creating the wheel of energy, which is called as chakra.
Amazing. That was something new for me as well.
Okay, great. So when the chakra is there, and now this chakra is vibrating on certain frequency, because different energies of veins of the nadi or the meridians are connecting at one point. That's how we have different petals in chakra, right? So different petals of the chakras are because of the different main nadis meeting at those points. So now the frequency which we set vibrating for that chakra helps to let the flow of energy get more balance and more flowing. That's how it started healing the chakra. Otherwise, when we say that the chakra is blocked, basically the nadi, the energy of the nadi which is coming to that chakra is blocked, is somewhere stuck. It's not having the free flow.
Got it.
So with the sound frequency, we just open the flow. Now, what happens when the sound frequency is played? That sound frequency create vibration,
Yep.
and you not only hear the sound, you feel the vibrations also, and it's all over your body.
Yes.
So when the sound frequency is produced, a certain vibration in the air is produced,
Yes.
and that vibration touches you, and your body and that part of the area also start vibrating with it. And with that vibration, it gets into that frequency which is more healing and soothing for it. This is how the chakra healing works.
Wow, that's a huge science behind it. And
It is. So people say that, oh, it's not science, it's just alternative therapy. It's a lot of science. The only question is how much science do you know?
agreed, agreed. Yep. Often it's just at the superficial level we talk about things, and more and more people are just made aware of it at a very superficial level, at just touching upon the tip of the iceberg. Nobody really gets into the depth of these things.
Absolutely.
And when we have been talking about healing, we all just came out of COVID, one of the biggest, I would say, pandemics we as a human generation have seen. And
Yes.
apart from COVID, mental health was the second biggest pandemic, or as per WHO, it's going to be the biggest epidemic that the human generation in our generation is going to be facing. And sound healing is being used a lot in curing or supporting the your diagnosis of mental health issues as well. So can you touch upon that?
Yeah, of course. So mental health is why mental health. What is the problem behind the mental health?
Hmm.
Is the levels of the hormones which are not released by the body, which makes the human feels happy or have a gist towards the life.
Okay.
So what happens, and especially the sleep is also disturbed. You will see a mental health patient and you ask about his or her sleep, it will definitely be disturbed. If the person is maybe sleeping really less, or
Hmm.
if this person is sleeping too much, or even the person is sleeping more or less, doesn't matter. But it doesn't. The person is not having a sound sleep, deep sleep.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what is happening, and what is the time when the human brain feels regenerated and refreshed? So, in an entire sleep cycle of yours, maybe it's for some it's 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, totally depends.
Hmm.
There is a time in between where you are in total deep sleep, and that is the time when your brain state is at delta state.
Okay.
And at the delta state, it releases a hormone which is called melatonin,
Hmm.
which is a regenerating hormone for the entire body. So, when that hormone is not released, what will happen? You'll feel daisy at the work, you won't feel fresh, you won't feel like things are happening good. And when it is happening for a prolonged time, you start having mental issues. And if you can see, like doctors or some people are subscribing melatonin tablets for good sleep.
Hmm.
Yes, they can take the tablets from outside, but what will happen is after certain time, your body will stop producing melatonin normally. Because if it is getting from outside all the time, the body gets triggered to it. Oh, you will get it from outside. And your body will automatically stop making it naturally.
Yes.
So it should not be taken for a prolonged time. Okay, one time, two time is fine, but not more than that. Because it has to be produced naturally.
Hmm.
Now, how you can help your sleep balance so that you don't have mental issues? Exercise. When your body is like, tired, exercised,
Yep.
you're like sleep off, dozed off actually. Or you have breathing exercises. You have meditation to relax your thought, calm your thought down.
Yes.
Dance, yeah, like dancing, jumping, just work out in any way that you want.
Yep.
So moving up your body. So this is the problem when why mental health comes up because of this balance of the sleep. The basic thing that we heard in starting of our life, a person has to like eat, drink, and sleep.
Yes.
So if that is imbalance, things get imbalanced.
That's true.
We are not having very, pure form of water. We are not having very good food also. So everything is disturbed.
That's true. That's true.
So the only thing which you can actually balance is your sleep. Go into your deep state, allow yourself to heal. If you have a good sleep, most of your life will be sorted.
But I guess that's the most devoid form of, comfort. I would say the necessity of a human being that we all are devoid of. That's the at the maximum level. People now have disturbed sleeping patterns. Um, if I am correct in saying this, earlier, if we talk about 100 years back or in our ancestors' time, usually people used to sleep by 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. or I guess 1 or 2 hours just after the sunset. At that time,
Yes.
they didn't have these clocks hanging on their walls, and they used to wake up with the sunrise happening. Now it usually happens that most of the people are going to bed when the sun is rising, and they're waking up at around 11 or 12.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just have a case with that. So I was working with a company, and one of the employee said to me, "I sleep by like 5 or 6 a.m." I was like, "Okay." So I checked with his employer that how his working style and everything. He said his work is very good, but he is extra emotional. He's very rigid, he's extra emotional, he gets mood swings so quickly.
I can
So
relate.
this what happens. Like people are not ready to sleep. And now the question is why they don't want to sleep quickly. Because they feel such a void inside them. They feel lonely. So that's why they wanted to keep themselves attached to the TV or to the mobile or doing some activity till the time they fall off to sleep.
Yes,
Because the moment when they get certain space or time where they are just by themselves, the thought arises in them that what you are doing with your life,
yeah,
where you are right now, what is there that you are offering, who is your partner, oh yesterday was she or her or him, or today is someone else.
agreed. So it's a lot of
So
noise.
lot of noise, and when that noise is like too much, they just can't handle it, so they take drinks or smoke, or then it's a big cycle, it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah,
So breaking that cycle, person really have to work with them,
agreed.
because they will find different excuses in their life to just fall back.
Totally agree, totally agree. And I have been doing some research on this. One another form of sound which we all are very accustomed to, and we all love is music.
Mhm.
Uh, since our childhood, we hear different forms of music, and it is also said to be a really powerful tool for pain management. And the research I was doing, it was published through a researcher from McGill University in Montreal, Canada. They said that they can approximate, favorite music can reduce the pain by 1 point on a 10-point scale, which is nearly similar to taking one pill of a over-the-counter painkiller that we usually take. So if you can also help us understand how music is an effective pain management tool or pain reducing tool.
Yes, so let's understand what the music is. Now I tell you one deep secret of the music world.
Sure.
uh, Before the ancient time, or not the ancient time, I'll say before like 50 years back, the music that we used to hear was on the frequency level of like 528 hertz. So all the music was produced on that frequency level.
Hmm.
And this is very healing frequency, a music that creates harmony.
Okay.
Like if you can hear different ragas,
Hmm.
all raga was producing a harmony within you,
Yeah.
right? Now the music industry was little distorted, and the frequency level with the music that they were producing, 4 degree music, the trance music, that is the frequency of 400 and some hertz. I'm not very sure, so I won't name it. But that frequency actually create noise and disharmony in the body.
Okay.
So there was a research that I went through. I read it, but I'm not very completely like remember where I read it, but
Mhm.
that research showed that there was a pub in New York City. So people were going inside it, and after some times, like 2, 3 hours, they were coming outside and they were searching for drugs
Okay.
and like going to the chemist, having some kind of sort of drug, not only medically subscribed, but then another drugs also.
Mhm. Mhm.
So they researched it why it is happening. So they checked the music that they were playing was so psychedelic that the mind was getting so into that trance and psychedelic that when they were coming out, they want the same effect to carry forward. So the music that you hear is actually, that's why I said it can create love or it can create war.
Yes.
It can make you or it can break you.
Agreed.
And to remember this, when I first got to know about that how music and the songs impact us, I had to give away so many of my, my favorite list. Uh, In fact, that song, I will say that literally have to let go of it, was Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton, yeah. So that was Unbreak My Heart.
Okay.
So, as a, the young crowd, we used to listen to that and Unbreak My Heart, Say You Love Me Again.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, if you see the affirmation, what we are saying, kind of.
Understood.
And if we are repeating that song, the words, those lyrics again and again to ourselves, we are just creating those energy vibes towards it. And we are attracting the same thing in our life. So we have to let go of certain songs in our life that you don't want in your life to happen.
I believe then a lot of our listeners would have to redo their complete playlist.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Coming on to evolving on this particular question, I've also heard that a lot of different cultures focus on a lot of different unique instruments as well. There are a lot of sound healing bowls are there, Tibetan singing bowls are there. Then I was also talking to somebody where they're working with artisans from Pilibhit in Uttar Pradesh, and they're working on finding the medicinal properties of flute, of playing a flute. So how it can, strengthen your lungs, cure asthma or various other ailments related to lungs, where the exchange of breath has to take. So if you can shed some light on this.
Yes, so they are different instrument, and if you want to know more about, there's Auroville Ashram, there is Swaram. So I've
Okay.
learned from there also, and they use multiple instruments. They have 80 instruments.
Okay.
Okay, so even when we take Nada Radhana session, in which we allow like all the participants to have one instrument, and one by one, everybody will start playing it, and it automatically makes such a synchronity symphony that after that session, people coming out and saying, "I had headache, it's gone. I had back pain, it's gone. I was feeling so nauseous, it's gone." Just after the session, and they were playing the instrument by themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, so yes, they are different instruments. So we have fluid. When you're talking about the fluid, what is happening? You're using your breath a lot in that. So it automatically, you know, pump your lungs. You're
Mm-hmm.
breathing in, breathing out. You're losing your lungs a lot. So you're basically exercising your lungs.
Got it.
And flute music, it's not only for the person who is doing it will heal, it's healing for the other person also, or the surrounding which is listening. That also helps. Same way, we have Swan Veena, the with the strings.
Mm-hmm.
We even have one amazing bed which has strings below it. So when you play it, your entire body vibrates. Yeah, and I collect musical instruments from different parts of various countries. So I went to Indonesia. There was a frog. So there's a wooden frog and there's a stick with it. So you play with it, trung trung, some noise comes out, and it's very healing towards your lower chakra.
Okay.
So even different sounds with different instruments heals you, and at different frequency because it produces different frequency. So if you hear of drum, the bigger one, जो बने होते हैं ना,
Yes.
like the bigger drums, yeah. So when you play them, it opens up your heart because it's so vibrating. The drum sound is for the heartbeat. Yeah. So these ways, different instruments are there. Like I went to Isha Yoga Ashram,
Mm-hmm.
and they had Nadarana in the morning and in the evening also.
Okay.
And in there, they play like around maybe 20 to 25 different instruments.
Okay.
And it's such liberating. So, yes, sound is healing, different music is really healing. Very important. Like, I give you an example of disturbing sound with the same instrument also.
Okay.
So, I recently went to one of the sound healing session, and the healer who
Mm-hmm.
was playing the different sound. And I went through the entire process, and after coming out, I felt nothing.
Okay.
I was like, why? I attended again one more session, and the different trainer was there, and he played few less instrument,
Okay.
but I enjoyed the session. I felt like, wow, I had something. Now, what's the difference is the one who is playing, their intention and their vibration is also getting attached with it. So it's the connection, everything is combined.
Yes.
It is just like your mom is cooking a food, same ingredients and same process of making it, or then you cooking a food, same ingredient and same process of making it, but the taste is different.
Yes.
So how will we define that?
Agreed. Agreed. Even when we go to temples, the bells that are being rung over there, they also have a lot of vibrational frequencies coming out. And if I do a lot of listening to Vishnu Sahasranam. That's one chant I often hear, and it was suggested by somebody to me for enhancing my creativity power. And it really does help me out. So whenever I have to write a script or I have to do some creative work, I would listen to it, and it helps me become more calm, more settled, and I don't know, it somehow just brings out those creative vibes in me, and I'm able to write a good or better things, scripts and content out there. And I was doing a little bit research on this. In a lot of South Indian temples, I got to know that Vishnu Sahasranam was played every day in the morning. It was either before sunrise or after sunrise, and Lalit Sahasranam in the evening. So it's a regular ritual, and a lot of, I guess, South Indian homes also follow this. So, if you can, help me understand and our listeners how sound and chanting different mantras can help in spiritual awakening and help bridge an individual the journey towards becoming a spiritual being.
Hmm. So understand first that human beings are multidimensional. It's not one, two, three, four, five. It's like multi-dimensional. So different sounds or different mantra, again, creating different vibrations in you.
Mm-hmm.
And exploring what spirituality is, it's like a very big term, and it can take the entire day or more than that because spirituality is everything. The only thing is how awake or aware you are about what is happening in the surrounding and being in the present moment. It's the key is the awareness that whatever is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Now taking going to the chants again create certain frequency and vibrations.
Yeah.
And then it opens up, mostly the different hidden channels of the human body. It helps you just get awakened to it. Like for example, I was saying that every chakra has a different petals and different vibrations. So certain chants create different vibration in different chakras. That helps it open up more faster. And this is how you get, the Seshtanam that you're listening helps you become more creative. So when I get people who are feeling more afraid in their life,
Mm-hmm.
I help them listen them to Mahishasur Mardani.
Okay.
It's a Devi chant and a very strong, powerful chant of like killing the devil.
Mm-hmm.
So when they listen to it, they feel like, I feel a little power now, pumped up.
Yes. Got it.
So these are also creating certain sound frequency. And if you have even seen, there are patterns in which the birds fly. Yeah, they go into different combinations of patterns. Sometimes V, sometimes different section they are flowing with.
Yep.
It's a frequency that they are creating with the airwaves.
Okay.
The same way, when a certain mantra or chant is said again and again, it's like your fan will start moving from 1 to 2 to power 3, 4, 5, and the high speed.
Got it.
So the high speed comes when it's 108. So
Okay.
it makes a full loop.
Okay.
So then at that time, when the full loop is there, you feel energized and powerful, or whatever intention that you are having with that mantra, it's get created.
Okay. So that's the secret behind doing any chanting for 108 times.
Yes, because it's like creating power to its full strength.
Wow.
Amazing, so many secrets behind, right?
Yes, yes. And I guess we both can go on and on with this conversation. Uh,
Absolutely.
but with the paucity of time, I guess I would request our listeners to share any questions or any thoughts they have on our discussion today. They can leave a comment or DM us on our Instagram or LinkedIn, anywhere they are listening to us. So listeners, stay tuned. Yeah, I guess you have something to say.
One last thing that I want to tell every listener. Um, I went to recently to Dubai, and at the Future Museum of Dubai, which is showing that on 2075 how the world would be,
Okay.
and there it was shown the medical system was the wellness system, and in that wellness system, as you go ahead, there are meditative rooms in silence, and then you go ahead, there was uh, the gongs were kept there, which was they're saying that we are giving you earth frequency
Okay.
to heal you. And after giving earth frequency, they were gone to another room, which is where they will be producing the humming sound. Hum. So this was the healing system for 2075.
Wow.
And Dubai was showing it. And Dubai, if you know everybody, like it's so critical about so
Yes.
many things. When they are verifying it, that how sound going to work in the future, I think it's the time people should start adopting different things about sound, that how it can heal you and how it can make you.
Amazing. One quick tip: how can our listeners integrate sound into their life for their individual healing?
A quick and a very simple tip I will say, at least start with 21 humming.
Okay.
21 times do humming every day, holding your hand like in the namaskar pose, or in like connected to each other, that the palms are connected to each other,
Mhm.
so that it makes a circle of energy inside you. And just start doing 21 times humming every day, and you will see the results with yourself.
Great. So, listeners, we have something to do for ourselves, and I would request everyone to at least try it for 7 days. And I hope and I believe you will continue it for a longer time. And do stay tuned for more episodes and more, tips from Aaira. So, thanks a lot, Aaira, for this episode. Thank you.
Thank you so much.